can never, ever, ever catch up on the laundry. We have more laundry than we have clothes. I don't know how it works. It just does. And I think part of it is all those kids we had. I mean, I'm not sure what we were thinking, because they all wear clothes and then they get dirty. And I don't know. It seemed like a good idea at the time. You know, you have one and you think, that was easy. And the next thing you know, you got laundry up to here. So my husband and I, we've got a big family. You know, we don't want you to feel sorry for us, but we got a lot of kids. We've got 2. Yeah. So, you know what? We might be outsmarted at our house, but we are not outnumbered. You remember that. Our family's large, but it's not as large as my mom's family. My mom came from a good Catholic family with 8 brothers. One of them's here. Try getting sympathy from a woman that was raised with 8 brothers. Yeah. I would come up to her and I would say, Mom, my sister was in my room again and she took my earrings without asking. And my mom would go, really? Your sister? Is that one of the, let's count them together, 1, 2 siblings that you have to deal with? Marykay, I have 8 brothers, 4 younger, 4 older. Every time one moved out of the house, somebody else learned to talk. It's like, Mom, hey, she didn't even ask. I mean, she went and got my earrings out of my room. My mom goes, okay, so you have earrings and you have a bedroom. Yeah. She'd give me the evil eye. She goes, let me ask you something, Marykay. On the first day of school, you got your shiny new shoes and your sharpened pencil. You sit down at your desk. Have you ever had to deal with this? The teacher's calling roll. She gets to your last name and bursts into tears. Did that ever happen to you? All right, then. Go outside and play. But you know, in retrospect, as is often the case, we realize our parents are really just preparing us for the bigger world out there. You know, what is the secret to happiness? Clearly, it is to lower your standards. It took me a while to learn this lesson, but I'm getting it down. When my husband and I were first married, I swear to God, we used to argue over which way to hang the toilet paper. I would go in there and take it off and turn it around. You still do it? It's okay. Just lower your standards. You will be so happy. Let me tell you something. You fast forward 20 years to our house, and if I am in my bathroom and there is any toilet paper anywhere within like a 4 shuffling walk steps, that's success. That's it. There was a time when I thought it was so important to look good in a little black dress. These days, if I can zip a medium dress, I am fine. And my husband is fine if I can zip that dress, not complain about it, and get out of the door on time. That's all he asked for. Do you guys remember when CDs came out? Yeah. Everybody was like, if you don't, I don't want to hear about it. So first you had your records, and you had your tapes, and you had your CDs. So I remember buying CDs. First you have a little tray, because you only have 6 or 7 CDs. And I know you all did this. You alphabetized them and then subtitled them by the date they came out. Turned up, so you tilted your head this way when you read them. So my husband and I get together, and he does the same thing with his CDs. So we have a little bigger CD case and and today if you went to our house, we have a floor-to-ceiling CD case, alphabetized by author, arranged so that you can read it the right way. And I drive a lot for my job, and so probably once or twice a week, I'll pull 2 or 3 CDs off the case, put them in my car, drive along. If I have 3 CDs cases in my passenger seat, and I open those up, and if any one of them has a CD in it, I am so happy. If I ever opened a CD case on the road, and the CD in the case was the one advertised on the outside of the case, I don't know what I would do. Once you lower your standards, you can be like me, and you can just look at that CD cabinet and go, man, it's like Christmas every day. There's all these brightly colored packages, right? And there's no way to know what's inside. I love that. Love it. So I have a teenage daughter, so I have to be a good example all the time, and I am. But at the same time, I need to teach her the lesson that my mom taught me. Lower those standards. Dial back those expectations. You're going to be just like me in 30 years. Yes, you will. We were driving somewhere, gosh, not that long ago, and she said to me, Mom, if you could have any car in the world, what would you have? And I said, any car? She said, yeah, Mom, any car. I said, man, if I could have any car in the world, I'd have a 2004 navy blue Sienna minivan that seats 8. She goes, Mom, you already have a 2004 Sienna minivan that seats 8. And I go, and that's why I'm so stinking happy. Driving my dream car. She didn't stop there, though. You know what kids are like. She goes, Mom, what if you could have a Ferrari? And I said, I don't want a Ferrari. She goes, you just say that because you can't afford one. I said, hey, if I wanted a Ferrari, I'd have a Ferrari. We'd sell the house twice, but I'd have one. But you see, I don't want a Ferrari. I want a minivan. Let me ask you a question, little Miss Smarty Pants. How many cup holders are there in a Ferrari? Let's see driving the Friday carpool home in a Ferrari. How cool is that going to be with a little trailer behind it? You know? She doesn't get it, but she will. If I go out on sales calls, if I'm running errands, I swear to you, if I look across the parking lot when I'm done and I see my Sienna, I get a warm feeling in my heart. I love that vehicle. And I'm so happy to look across and see it there waiting for me, largely because it means I remembered where I parked the darn thing. But I love it. I don't know. You got to lower your standards, And it's hard when you're a parent because you want to sort of make them have high standards without having to actually do it yourself. That's the thing. I don't know. My son came home from school a couple years ago. His homework was to write and illustrate a family motto. Somebody knows our family, clearly. So we sat around the table and we discussed it, and this is the thing that in the past would just stressed me out because I used to care what the teachers thought and everything. But man, the four of us were sitting there, me and my husband and all our kids, and we came up with, we all agreed, no fighting at all, she who smelt it, dealt it. I told him, you write that down and don't you show me how you illustrate it and you go get out of here and get your homework. I don't know. I feel sorry for kids. People, I think today, we expect a lot out of our kids. It's like a couple years ago, remember all the newspaper articles are talking about overscheduled kids? Oh, these kids are overscheduled kids. They're doing too much, too many things, too many sports, too many classes, too many... And what are the headlines now? Well, these kids are not doing enough. They're sitting around, they're playing video games all day. These kids, they just, no. I don't know. I read about couch potato kids and I say, oh my God, sign me up. Let me ask you a question. If your kid is playing video games, does he need rides back and forth 5 times a week? Okay, so if you're playing NBA on the Xbox and then you're playing MLB on the Xbox, do I have to buy you different shoes for each single sport? No. This summer, my son comes up to me, God bless him and his high standards. He said, Mom, I really want to do a teen fitness class this summer. And I said, you are just like your father. And he said, no, Mom, I do. It's 3 times a week at the rec center for 2 hours. They're going to do aerobic conditioning and the proper weightlifting, and it's only $75. And I said, oh, God, that's 3 classes for you. It's 6 trips for me. He goes, Mom, I really want to do it. And I said, you know what, and I want to support you. But just think about this for a minute. I will give you $80 right now and drive you to GameStop. You can buy any video game you want. You take the change, you buy junk food, lock yourself in the basement, play video games all stinking summer. Yeah, you're all going to do that this summer, I can tell. Oh, gosh, but my kids won't do it. They play sports. They play this sport. They play that sport. Like I said, they're my husband's children. I don't do any of that stuff. But I go and I support them because that's what we got to do. You got to support your kids. You got to take them, not only buy them the different shoes for every single sport. You got to go. And it's hard for me because I never played sports, and I don't understand any of it. I don't understand basketball. I don't understand soccer. I don't understand football. I don't understand it. I don't even want to understand it. I really just want to go and talk to the other moms, but they're all like watching the game and stuff. as far as I can tell, every single sport my kids play, the goal is half the time you want to go that way, and the other half the time you want to go that way. And I don't know when they change. I think it's when I go to the bathroom, because like a minute ago, I swear to you, everybody was cheering when we were down there, and now all of a sudden I'm the only one. But I want to support my kids, so I am there. And let me tell you, even though I know not a thing about any of the sports I'm watching, that doesn't stop me from shouting suggestions to the coaches and the kids and those darned referees. Hey, watch it out there. It just seemed, seemed like the thing to say. I don't know. Gosh, once you start lowering your expectations, though, I'm telling you, you can't just stop in one area. We have in our house two, the cutest little golden retriever puppies. Oh my God, they are adorable. You show me a baby and a golden retriever puppy, and I'm telling you that puppy is cuter every time. They're so adorable. Of course, the babies don't chew the drywall, but that's another story. So when I had these dogs, I had high expectations for them. I see golden retrievers in commercials, doing all kinds of tricks, earning a living, right? I thought like I could take my dogs to the park and throw a tennis ball, and like one of them would go find it in the woods and bring it back. I don't know why I thought that in retrospect, but I did. I used to think that they would eventually outgrow eating clothing. I mean, they're only 7 years old, so maybe they still will outgrow eating clothing, and I love them just the way they are. I've accepted the fact that I will always do laundry and be missing a little something. I know about now I'm kind of your hero, aren't I? Everybody's saying, man, I wish my standards were as low as hers. Look at her. Jeez. I haven't perfected it, I have to confess. There's one area of my life that still just irks me. I am trying. But when I go to do laundry and I say to my husband, those dogs, look at this. I'm missing a blue knee sock, a white crew sock, and half of my bra. And when I say that, my husband will say every time, well, you and the kids need to learn to pick up after yourselves. That's not helpful. Why don't you say something that we might actually do? Like buy more socks. You and the kids need to buy more socks. We're not going to pick up after them. I don't know. It doesn't happen. And that's probably why when I was doing laundry that day and I was folding boxer shorts and I pulled out an article of clothing that had once been boxer shorts, but now looked an awful lot like a boxer skirt. There was some strategic chewing going on there. And I said to myself, man, I should be nice and put this in the rag bag knot. So I folded it up and I put it in my husband's drawer. Now I gotta tell you, again, it's all me. It's not my husband's fault that he can't sympathize with my position. He's actually got this thing, I'll think of the name in a minute. It's this brain thing. They've done brainwaves. Like some people, like if I said to any of my friends, that dog ate a blue sock, a crew sock, and half my bra. Every one of them would go, that is such a bummer. So normal people can emphasize and they sort of feel your pain. But then people that have this thing that my husband has, they don't think like we do. Oh God, I remember, men. That's what it's called, men. So my husband's a man. So he just, doesn't make that connection. I guess that's why I just put the boxer skirt right in there. And being me, I forgot. So it wasn't that much longer. It's weekend, I don't know what. And I hear, what? Marykay! I was like, what is your problem? He's got a towel wrapped. Did you see these? I go, looks like boxer shorts. They're half gone. I go, well, they're like a third gone. It's just it was strategic chewing that makes it appear. I said, it kind of looks like a boxer skirt. I think it's kind of cute. He was just irritated about it. I don't know. I was just like, stupid dogs have never learned. Because now it's the dog's fault. And so I was, model the behavior. I said, geez, I'm really sorry about that. Well, it just makes me so angry, those stupid dogs. Yeah, it is a bummer. I hate it when that happened. And we're not getting anywhere. We're going around and around. And finally it occurs to me, hello? He doesn't think like you do. So finally, I just looked at him. I go, honey, you know what? You and those kids need to learn to pick up after yourselves.